Good morning, it's Amy Bennett with the AM Show. So glad you're here. I'm gonna make this quick, but I just had some thoughts around the beginning of November. I don't know about you, but November is absolutely crazy for me. And every single November, I feel like I get to the end of November and I am just spent. There's a lot of big things that happen in November for us. Both of the girls have birthdays in November. Of course, there's Thanksgiving. A lot of stuff usually happens at work in November. And so by the time I get to the end of November, I'm absolutely spent. And so I started this morning and I was like, Lord, I want to do November different this year. I want to do it different. I want to do it different. And what we work through is maybe something that you need to work through too. And that is, first of all, a perspective. And the perspective is, and no surprise for November, but the perspective is gratefulness. Gratefulness to get to do what I need to do in November. So instead of having a list of things like, I've got to do birthday parties, I've got to, make a casserole or whatever for Thanksgiving, I get to do those. I get to celebrate my kids' birthdays. I get to celebrate with family that is close by. I get to have food. A lot of people don't even have food, man. So gratefulness changes our perspective on the things that we need to do. But also the other thing, second, is to really prioritize my November. Be intentional about what I'm doing. So this is all about, and I take this from John 15 when it talks about pruning. That's what God does. He prunes not just the things that are bad, but he prunes the things that are good. And he also gives the vines what they need. So if we think about this from our lives in our Novembers, what would it look like to, one, get rid of the stuff that you don't need to do? What are the things in November you have said yes to that you don't necessarily need to say yes to? So for me, I'm asking the question of, what does it look like for me to do the podcast differently in November? Do I need to take the week of Thanksgiving off? Normally I would go straight through, but maybe I need to take a week off because that's the week in November. That's the week of Thanksgiving. And I need to just extend the season 1 week into December. That's fine. But it's at least good to ask the question. Those are, that's the things we want to, take out. Maybe you've signed up to do something in your kid's classroom. Maybe you've signed up to sing in something that you don't need to sing in. Like the things that you've said yes to, but maybe you don't need to say yes to. Then there's other things. What are, again, some even good things that we need to take out? Let's take them out. Let's prune them from our November. But also, what do we need to add into our November? What are some things that you look back on November at the end of November and say, I'm glad I made room for that? So maybe for Thanksgiving, you need to plan to volunteer to serve Thanksgiving dinner. Maybe you need to plan lunches with a friend every week because that's what fills you up. Maybe you need to schedule a massage in the middle of November. What are some of the things that you need to add in? Maybe you need to schedule a trip to go see a family member, and that's good for you, and it would fill you up and it would be good for both of you. So what are the things that you need to add in so that you can survive November? So for me, for Emma's Sweet 16, I want to make sure that I celebrate that well. And even Lexi's birthday this month, I want to celebrate that well. So what do I need to do so I can look back and feel like we celebrated that well? Do you need something? Did you do your drops? Then you can have it. Sorry. So we're taking things out. We're going to add things in. And then we're going to be grateful for what we did. And we're going to do it with intention, and we're going to do it to the glory of God. And I think that's the game plan for me today as we start November. It's perspective, and then really taking a serious look. I think another thing that I'm going to do is just decide, mostly I'm just not even going to think about Christmas presents until December. I would love to have them done early, but it's probably just not going to happen. And I just need to, because there's this mental thing in the back of your head. I should be doing this. I should be doing this. I should be doing this. We don't we have to get rid of the shoulds and just decide, no, I'm not going to think about that until, you know, the time to think about it. So let's get rid of our should mentality. Let's get rid of the things that are, you know we don't need to do, that need to be taken out of our schedule. Nobody's making us do it. No, I mean, we're the only one expecting us to do it. The good things that maybe we need to lay aside for a season to get through this season, you know, add in the things that will help when we look back and we say, I did November well. And we do all of that with prayer. All of that with prayer, saying, Lord, where do you want me in November? What do you want me to take out? What do you want me to add in? How can I do this well? And with all of that, no matter what is left, my plate, I'm just telling you, I'm going to have to work next week. A non-negotiable is I have to work late next week for 2 nights. Can't get around that. But I got to do that with a grateful heart that I have a job, and grateful heart that our work has paid off and we're going to be the end of our project. And do that with excellence and to the glory of God. And so we're going to have some things that maybe, you know, we don't want to do, but we're going to do them well and with a grateful heart. So, yeah, that is what my November looks like and how I'm starting it out. And it is going to be a month of intentional gratefulness. And it's going to be a busy season. I don't know about you. I think everybody's pretty much is a busy season. So let's do November well. All right, guys, got to get these kids off to school. By the way, I am loving my new car. Love it so much. I'm like finding reasons to go drive because I want to drive it so much. Okay, guys, have a good, what day are we on? Have a good Thursday. Bye.